Welcome to this edition of Inside the Humidor, and it is a special treat. We have, drum roll? Can I get a drum roll or something? Enrique Sanchez of 1502 Cigars. He's actually in the building. And Fred Rewey of Nomad Cigars. Can't believe these two made it all the way to Moon Township to visit us inside the Humidor. What do you think about that, Ed?
It's a great day for us.
Absolutely a great day. They got to get them to sign the wall, right?
That's right. They'll have to sign the ceiling.
Well, there's not going to be a ton of drinking in this one, I guess, and not a lot of talk about Perdomo cigars, so I know Ed's going to be a little put off by that. But
I'm not even smoking on this guy.
He's not even smoking. He's out of his element. So we're going to ask these guys a bunch of questions about random things, about their brands, about where they're from, and why they're involved in cigars and in the industry. I don't know what else to say, so let's bring them out.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to this segment of Inside the Humidor with Enrique Sanchez. Josh Mills has already been introduced to you. We're really pleased to have you here today, Enrique.
And thank you for having me. Always great to be back.
Now, the name of your company is actually not 1502, right?
No, it's not. It's got Global Premium Cigars.
Okay. At 1502, could you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the name?
Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, 1501 was taken, so 1503 I didn't like it, so 1502. Just kidding. No, actually, it was the year 1502 when Nicaragua was discovered by Christopher Columbus in his fourth and last trip to America. After that, he decided never to come back. It's not because something happened in Nicaragua, it was for other reasons. But it was the first time that Nicaragua was put in the map as a point of reference.
Okay.
And that happens in the year 1502.
Well, great. And we're glad that your cigars are more than a point of reference in our shop. Josh has some questions for you, but before he gets to those, could you tell us a little bit how you even got interested in cigars, or why you're even involved in doing this?
You know what? I would say it was by luck. I had this, always been enjoying cigars over 20-something years. You know, it has been a very passion of mine. So I got this interview with Don Nestor Plasencia. And I had this wonderful, brilliant business idea, something with tobacco. So I'm there pitching my idea after a couple of months doing all my studies. And he's like, after 20 minutes, listening to me very carefully, he's like, Enrique, that's not going to go anywhere. I'm like, oh, Jesus. And a couple of months throw out to the trash. And he turns the table on me. And it's like, why don't you make your own cigars? You know, you have a great palate. You know about the cigars. We got all the tobacco you need. So I'm sure we're going to make something that you will be pleased. And then they're trying like, no. And he puts me in the corner, twists my arm and said, give me a chance. Well, come on, Nestor Plasencia telling me, give him a chance, when I should be begging him on my knees for him to do my cigars. So, you know, in my head, it's like, okay, what's the worst thing can happen? I'm going to come here to Italy, learn about the process, learn about the tobacco, between the different part of Nicaragua, and then, you know what, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to smoke a lot of cigars. That's going to be great.
Right. Yeah, you can't lose with that.
Definitely. No, there's no way I was going to lose. So I was there. I was very humble. I started learning about the process. Because I knew about the cigars. I knew about what brands I liked the most, or what the flavor profiles. But I didn't know that much about the tobacco as it is. And that's completely another ballpark.
Yeah.
So, you know, it took me a lot of months. And I was living in Nicaragua at the time, so it was easy for me to be traveling to Esteli. So I was there learning, and then, you know, I got, for example, all four regions of Nicaragua. You got Jalapa, Condega, Esteli, and Ometepe. Okay, let's try all different leaves from one than the other. Now give me the ligeros, all four, and see the smell, the texture, the flavor of one or the other. So you learn from that before you either start doing the blending. And then, after I don't know how many months, we definitely jumped and started working in blending until we come out, and I was shocked. And I think that's the perfect word, shock. We came out with the 1502 Emerald, the 1502 Ruby, and the 1502 Black Gold. And that was the starting of the lines.
They're great lines. I know that you also, in the past, have described the Emerald as breakfast, the Ruby as lunch, and the Black Gold as dinner. Now, that's not just a way to get someone to smoke 3 a day, but it is a nice progression throughout the day of those. I had the Emerald myself, this morning after breakfast with a cup of coffee.
Correct.
And it's a fantastic cigar. We enjoy
Well,
your...
it was very interesting in the beginning because I got a lot of people asking me, wait a second, you are not from Cuba, you have no tobacco background whatsoever, you come out of nowhere with two different blends.
Yes.
And they're like, are you crazy? Well, to be honest, I didn't know what I was doing. I had the passion. I know I had a great product we created, but I didn't know exactly what I was doing. You know, it's like, yeah, maybe I'm crazy. And once I started doing all the numbers, everything had to multiply by 3. You know, 3 different brands, 3 different boxes, 3 different. I was like, okay, maybe I was a little bit crazy. But you know what? In the end, that's what I llove. I mean,
Yes.
I love the variety.
Right.
That chance, that freedom of you choosing. You know, I like this one to be my standard of the day cigar. I want to move a little bit more in the strain profile with completely different flavor profile, and then you get the 1502 Ruby, and then you want, after a good dinner, especially after a good steak dinner, you get a 1502 Black Gold, perfect way to end the day.
Right.
And last year we came out with a 1502 Nicaragua, and I always said it cannot get more Nicaragua than this because it has tobacco for all 4 regions, and we grow tobacco in Nicaragua. We got Jalapa, Condega, Estelí, and Ometepe, and I think that was my toughest creation so far, because you know all 4 regions has something to offer, and combining all 4 in one, it was tough, but you know we got it right, and we came out with a 1502
Yes.
Nicaragua.
Very nice cigar.
Yeah, so could you elaborate for a second on you talked about the Nicaragua, or the 1502 Nicaragua having from all 4 regions. Could you talk about some of the general characteristics of tobacco from each region, just for?
Oh, I mean, it's one of the great things about Nicaragua. Like I said, we have 4 different regions, and all 4 regions are completely different. I mean, you got something from Jalapa, definitely you get a little more of the sweetness in the tobacco. You're talking about more something in Estelí, you're looking for more the strain, the spiciness from that one.
Okay.
You're talking more for the Condega, you got a little bit, I would say between, you have a little bit of the sweetness, but also you got the character as well. And you're talking about something more Estelí, Ometepe, you got more of the spicy and a little more of the earthy of that. So, and they're all completely different aspect of one or the other. And
Fred's taking over.
well, you can blame him to be a comedian. He's a good comedian.
That's great.
So Enrique, I've subscribed to your email newsletters, and I saw some interesting things. The 1502 tour thing, is that you putting that on, or is that just your company, or how does that work?
Yes, well, actually, when people ask me what business you're in, you know, so everybody expects to say, hey, I'm in the cigar business, I sell cigars. It's like, no. What we do is trying to provide you with a Nicaraguan lifestyle.
Okay.
This year we came out with a 1502 coffee, for
Yeah.
example, in which is a premium coffee from 100% Nicaraguan. We came out with the tours from 1502 tours as well, and it combines not only the experience of tobacco, it also combines all the experience that Nicaragua can give you. I mean, Nicaragua is a beautiful country. It has a lot to offer.
Yes.
You talk about mountains, all colony cities, rivers, beaches, anything you can name it. you have
Beautiful,
it.
beautiful city.
Oh, beautiful.
Granada. I was really impressed with the
It's-
architecture in Granada when we were there a
It's
couple
the-
of years ago.
It's the oldest city in the continent of America. It's still standing up. It was founded in 1512.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful, completely beautiful. You go to León, another beautiful city as well. So you have a lot to offer. So when I talk to people, they say, I went to Nicaragua. It's like, well, okay, where do you visit? Estelí. Well, Estelí is cigar town. We call it cigar town. And, you know, it's a beautiful city. And,
Right.
you know, and it has a lot to do with tobacco. But there are many other places in Nicaragua in which just to be there, it will take your breath away.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
trying to combine that with everything is showing that Nicaraguan lifestyle.
The
And that's what-
volcanoes.
volcanoes. Well, you know what?
Mombacha?
Mombacha is one of the
Yeah,
volcanoes.
yeah.
You know how the nickname of Nicaragua, Tierra de Lagos y Volcanes, is the land of volcanoes and lakes.
Okay.
We got 3 big lakes. We got
That's right,
volcanoes
yeah.
everywhere you turn your head on.
When we flew in, you just fly over these lakes that people thought we were still flying over the ocean
Yeah. Very
because
interesting.
they're
You
so
know,
extensive.
after 1502, when the Spanish came to Nicaragua, we went to the Rio San Juan, and they were in the middle of the lake of Nicaragua, Cocibolca. If you're in the center of that lake, you don't see land around you. I mean, and they were like, oh, did we cross to the another ocean? But it's still fresh water. And it's quite tricky because it's a freshwater shark lake. It's the only one in the world with freshwater sharks.
Oh,
So they were like,
okay.
oh, it's kind of confused now when they got to land.
Make sure
they-
not to swim there. Yeah.
well, not with sharks at least.
Well, I'm enjoying the black gold, by the way, today, folks. The 1502 black gold is a nice full-bodied cigar. It has, if I'm correct on this, it has a Mexican San Andres
San Andres, Natural wrapper.
and then Nicaraguan binder and filler.
Double binders, 3 headers for Nicaragua.
Right.
That's
very, very, very nice cigar.
Do you know that last year that cigar actually in the Lancero box press it was 25 best cigar of the year in Cigar Snap.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. And your 1502 Ruby cigar journal, wasn't it?
Cigar Journal was last year 22nd best cigar of the year.
yeah.
The year before was 14th best cigar of the year in Vitola.
You're
So
right,
we have
right.
been blessed with all the ratings. I mean the
It's
Emerald.
unusual. How old is your company?
We are right now in the 4th year.
4th year,
and we
and
have
you've been
been-
in the top 25 3 times.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, very-
That's
very
from
good.
2 different magazines. I mean, and the ratings and the Emeralds rated 92 2 years in a row. Ruby has been rated 91, 91, 92, 92, 93. 1502 Black Gold has been rated 90, 92, 93. 1502 Nicaragua was released last year. It started with a 91. So I mean, all 90s and up ratings, and all for a great magazine, well respected.
Right.
So you know, we are very blessed.
Yes. You had some other questions for Enrique that were sort of the fire and answer.
Yeah, we're gonna do a rapid fire around here just to get some insight into the life of Enrique Sanchez and some of his favorites.
Oh boy.
So, first thing to come to mind for you, what's the favorite cigar in your line that you make?
Oh, that's a very easy question. All 4.
All right, fair enough. What's your favorite?
It's like choosing which my
Which
favorite
of
kid.
What's your
children,
kids?
right?
What's your favorite cigar that you don't make?
Well, there's a lot of great cigars out there. I mean, right now with all the boutique that are out there. I mean, in the House of Emilio area. I mean, you got Nomad Cigars, you got Esforzayan, you got Guayacan, you got Epicurean Cigars. You got I already say Esforzayan.
Is there
as well.
Nomad too, isn't it?
I think the guy, he's kind of funny guy, you know,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
comedian, but he makes a good cigars.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's
Just good. What's your favorite city in the States to visit when you're on the road?
you know what? There's a reason why I've been in Pittsburgh for I think this is my sixth time
Good
in
answer.
the last
Strong
4 years, and there's a reason I always come back.
All
No,
right,
it's a
very
beautiful
cool.
city, but you know what? The most wonderful thing? It's the people. Very friendly, very open mind. They're very fun to be with. And you know, every time I have the chance, I always come back here.
Well, thank you. And they love cigars.
Oh, definitely
The
do.
cigar scene in Pittsburgh is awesome.
Yeah. And you had some questions about drink. We always enjoy our
Yeah, what's your
beverages
when
here.
you're smoking with each of your cigars, maybe in the core line? What's your favorite companion beverage for each of those?
Well, Flor de Caña is always a safe spot to go to. I mean, that's the Nicaraguan rum, that's for sure. You know, if you enjoy a Nicaraguan cigar, a pure Nicaraguan, that's something that definitely Flor de Caña will do. Also, a Scotch. You know, a Scotch in general, it goes very well with cigars, even brandy or cognac. All depends in the time. All depends after a good meal. Also depends why you're going to be pairing it with.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that's always
Right.
it's a good variety. I always like after dinner, especially, which is my favorite time of the day for my cigar. You know, go to the humidor, trying to find what I'm gonna smoke, and then go to the bar and it's like, which one I'm gonna choose from. And you know and then I see with my wife, she's doing the same with the tea. She's like, there you go, honey, we're doing a good job. Teamwork. That's why I call teamwork.
What about beer? Do you drink much beer with your cigars?
Actually, no. Beer for me, I like to have beer, but it's more like being in the beach or during the day. You know,
Okay.
1 or 2 beers. That will be. I'm more of the spirit drinker with the.
It's hard to
with the
find good
cigars.
pairings with beer.
Yeah.
It doesn't work
It doesn't,
as
that
well
doesn't
as
match that great for me. I mean, everybody
Yeah,
everybody
we
has their
did that
palate.
here. We did some pairings with different stouts and ales and we had we all had a different cigar, and we found that though they were cigars we were familiar with and that we liked, they still didn't necessarily always go as well. So.
Well, you know, one of the things interesting, the old master blenders, when they used to blend cigar, they used to use old Scotch. One of the reasons is that they clean your palate, the Scotch.
Okay.
So when you're enjoying cigars and you find a good cigar, Scotch that goes with your cigar, it helps you to enjoy your cigar more. So you know, get more out of your cigar. And my personal thing, I can't do Scotch with blending because I will drink the entire bottle. I will be there. It tastes great. Yeah, production. All the fellas saying, let's go for it. So you know.
So what do you use when you're blending? Do you drink coffee?
Normally I use chocolate.
Chocolate.
Chocolate it has the power of neutralizing palate, cleaning your palate. So after a long time of trying different things, you want to change it. Get a little piece of chocolates, especially with the dark chocolate. It helps a lot easier. It's funny because every time I'm in the blending room, everybody goes to say hello to me. Then I'm like, hey, how you doing, Enrique? Oh, chocolate. And then see the next one. And then look backwards and it's a big line. Everybody's waiting for okay. I know it's not me. It had to be the chocolate.
So now that you've got your blends all blended up and everything, how much time do you spend in the Placentia factory and stuff? Versus how much time you spend on the road and other places in Nicaragua?
Well, it's good. It's always great to have a good partner with you. That's something that, you know, they do a great job doing that. I do travel to Nicaragua at least 4 or 5 times a year. And not only doing blending, also checking on production. They have a great quality control team, but I'm the last one to do the last checking. Before everything gets packaged, I always make sure that the cigar is ready to be packaged. So I always take that time. And that's one of the great things of being a boutique. You can do that. I mean, it's not another cigar out there. You know, you see the heart, the passion behind the cigar, and we're releasing. So a lot of the blending, I know what I want, I have in my head. So I start working with different alternatives. So once the cigars are ready, I email them, I call them and say, you know, make this, and that. Once they're ready, I go there and try it out and they start doing my twists and back and forwards until I get it ready. So I'm not that type of person and have the roller next to me, rolling the cigar too fresh. Here, try it. I mean, 6 months from then, it's not going to taste. It tastes exactly the same way you train right there. So why waste your time doing that? I like to take my time doing it right.
Very good. We enjoy your cigars, and we've enjoyed our visit with you. I know Josh was going to ask you some other questions, so I'll grab some more another rapid fire question, and you can take it from there.
All right.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, Godfather.
The Godfather.
That's
First
for
one?
Sure. I don't know. That's a tough one between the first one and the second one. It's a tough one.
Have you even seen The Godfather?
No, I haven't. I knew that was going to come up.
Really?
I don't watch movies. I haven't seen The Godfather. It's
Our audience should know that Josh is movie challenged.
movie challenge. That's a fun way to put it. I've never seen Star
hasn't
Wars.
Seen Star Wars.
I only watch good movies. So I don't watch these old movies from 1955. I'm not really interested.
Oh boy! All right, come on. You've got some more on your
Yeah.
list.
So what's your favorite food?
Oh, everything.
Everything.
I like to experience everything that had to do with flavor.
Okay.
So I'm one of the person that I love meat. That's why I'll always do the barbecue in my house, and it's the only thing I actually can cook. So barbecue is my area. Seafood, pasta, Nicaraguan food in general. I mean, I just love my country, everything that combines it. So I'm always everywhere.
Josh doesn't eat vegetables, but he ate some in Nicaragua.
Oh, well.
Yeah. What were those weird vegetables? Do you know what I'm talking about? Those like weird green things.
Oh, chayote.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was it.
yes.
You know what? That's the only one I don't eat.
That might have been the only vegetable I actually liked.
You know why I don't eat it? I have a personal thing against that one because every time I had a bad grade in school, that was my punishment. I had a big plate or chayote, and and now I cannot even look at my plate.
You flashback.
So in my house, I had the rules like no chayotes, out. So I don't blame you. I understand how that feeling.
Fair enough.
All right, what else do you have here?
I was pretty much tapped out. I think,
You're tapped out on
apped
that.
them.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scotch?
Ooh, I'm always up there with very good scotch. And a brand, I would say, Macallan's one would always my go-to scotch, and that's always a good one.
Okay.
Johnny Walker has a very variety. The Platinum that came out is really good. XR is great scotch as well. So it's good variety. I like
Yeah.
to have the variety.
We were impressed with the quality of the beef in Nicaragua.
One of the best ones.
Very, very flavorful.
Yeah.
Nice, lean. Very nice steaks.
Well, as you can imagine, every time I come from Nicaragua, I'm not only carrying cigars, I was carrying a box of meat. I have a fridge full of Nicaraguan meat. It's like, let's have it.
Do you have trouble getting those in the country?
No, at all, because you can buy in the airport, and they give you the paper and the
Right.
declaration. You show it, you pass in there, everything's clean,
Okay.
go through. So
All
that's well taken care of it.
That's good. That's
You
good.
also can get the lobsters, and that's another secret.
Well, if you were going to talk to our audience about why they might enjoy a 1502 cigar,
If you're looking for a flavor cigar with great complexity, look for the 1502 cigars. Because when I do the blending, that's what I always focus. If you're looking for a cigar that is going to knock you down, strain, definitely that's not up in the alley. The main thing is flavor, because that's the reason that's why we enjoy cigars. It's because the flavor. The strain is, if you combine it well and doesn't overpower the flavor, it's always a must thing. It's a plus, but flavor is the key thing.
One of my favorite things about your line from a tobacconist standpoint is when a new cigar smoker comes in and they're looking for something on the milder side. I really appreciated that you didn't use a Connecticut wrapper on the Emerald, because it lets me take it to something a little different, because otherwise it's here's a Connecticut and here's another Connecticut and here's another Connecticut and here's a 1502 Emerald. Uses a nice Habano wrapper on there. It's something different for them.
It's interesting because people say that you cannot, Nicaragua does not have a good wrappers. And I prove it wrong. I mean, the
Oh, no,
1502
that's not
Emerald.
true.
I mean, it's a jalapa wrapper. Even in the Nicaragua, we use a jalapa wrapper.
Yes.
So it definitely, we do have a great wrappers
Yes.
in Nicaragua.
wow, I won't mention the fellow that I enjoy his Nicaraguan
Just say it, Ed.
wrappers.
We already
but-
know.
But I mean, Nick Perdomo doesn't use anything but Nicaraguan tobacco except for his, unfortunately, Ecuadorian Connecticut that he buys from the Oliva family. With 1,100 acres, he can grow his own tobacco. So, but that's same thing. He says, great tobacco. He says you could probably grow tobacco from the outskirts of Managua to the rest of the country because of the quality of the soil
Definitely.
in the country.
Definitely. We have something great advantage of Nicaragua with the tobacco in the land. You might remember in the 80s there was a civil war. So
Yes.
that was 10 years in which the land was rested. There was nothing growth in there.
Right.
So now you have 4 different regions with that rested land with all the soil, all the minerals right there. It's incredible. And that has never had happened in Cuba, Dominican Republic, and any other big places. It always has been growing tobacco non-stop. In Nicaragua, we did take a break.
And young single guys might be interested in knowing that women vastly outnumber men in Nicaragua because of that same reason. When someone said in the Esteli area,
They say 3-to-1 ratio.
it's something
women to
like,
men or something.
wow, I heard it was more like 4 or 5 to 1. Is that right?
Well, I don't know the ratio, honey. Sorry, I don't look at the newest numbers.
Well, I didn't either, but my wife was with me. Yeah.
That's good. But what I can tell you, and that's a fact, once you find Nicaragua, make sure to think 2 times, because once she gets you, she's not going to let you go.
Yeah, that's what I
I got
heard.
married for a Nicaraguan as well. So, and I'm very happily married, and you know what? Treat me like a king.
Wow. How are we doing, dear?
Got a couple minutes.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I'm glad we've been able to sit here and talk. Cigars are just, I think that's something great about cigars. People of so many different backgrounds can sit and enjoy a cigar together. It wouldn't matter whether you're, as we experience here in our shop, a college student or whether you're an executive with a large company, people come in and they sit, even guys who tape our show, and they enjoy cigars here. And I think that you find that wherever you go, that you find people from a variety of walks of life enjoying cigars. I tell people that it's like, cigars are a lot like good food and good wine. I mean, it's about what you said. It's about flavor. It's about variety. And you can get all of that, especially if you smoke a 1502 cigar.
There you go. I like it. Well, we have 3 rules in 1502 cigars. It's rule number 1 is always relax. Rule number 2, enjoy.
Enjoy.
Rule number 3, never forget rule number 1 and number 2. It's about relaxing and enjoy.
Words to live by.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for. We've really enjoyed our time with you, Enrique.
Appreciate it.
And
Josh, thank
great
you
to
very
have
much.
you.
And before I go, just let me say something. Hey guys, remember, it's not a cigar. It's a 1502.
very good. Thank you. Is that good?
That's good.
Got it?
Okay. We want to thank you for watching this episode of Inside the Humidor with Enrique Sanchez and Fred Rewey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. You may.
Should I
Wanna
start
give
the
your
first
line?
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Salgan adelante a quemar uno.
For those that don't speak Spanish, go out and burn one.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Inside the Humidor. Just remember that we have 1502 cigars, Nomad Cigars, at the Smokestack in Moon Township. You know, all these cigars are under $10 a stick. And I'm telling you, the quality of the cigar that you're going to get when you buy a Nomad cigar or a 1502 cigar is right up there with any other cigar you've ever smoked or are going to smoke. And you'll have everything from a mild, medium cigar up to a full-bodied cigar. Both of these gentlemen have made cigars that will meet any palate, any kind of taste. I think that you should come into the Smokestack, try these, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I want to thank you again. If you have a question for us, you can reach us at info@smokestackpgh.com, or you can also contact one of us by calling the store at 412-375-7627. We thank you again for watching this episode of Inside the Humidor. Is that all right?
Did you
That was
forget
a
the
little-
tagline?
No, they did.
Go out there and burn.
No,
We already did it.
in
We already did it
Spanish
in
and
Spanish
English.
and English.
All right, cool.